Racism in crypto, that's exactly what we're going to speak about today, baby dolls. Racism. I won't stand for racism. I don't like people who are transphobic. What does racism and transphobia mean in crypto? It means the prices are too low. That's right. The prices are too low. We deserve much higher prices. We're entitled to it. They printed so much money. The M2 money supply is a whole fiat scam poopy joke. They're all a bunch of clowns. So if you are a US dollar currency unit out there circling in the world doing your own thing, you should come home and start sitting in the crypto liquidity pools, especially our bags, because here at the Friendship Cult, we're going to call you out. If you're a US dollar out there, you should do the right thing. Stop being racist and come back and start repricing our bags higher. Look at the total crypto market cap, friends. Today on Crypto's Juiciest News, we are going to be covering this. Of course, it always has to start with the Bitcoin price. But Bitcoin is being a bit of a poopy head, but not really. You can't blame him. I mean, he gave us 7 green monthly candles in a row. It's still sitting around here. We're around like 65 to 67K. We're still doing this little zippity doodah part. Now, I just want to remind you, literally, friends, I know it's always 50-50. It's like, oh, you're going to go up, you're going to go down. So, friends, you know, right now out there, there are millions of people who are going to be trying out a leverage trading career, and they are going to get absolutely murdered. Yeah, out of 1 million people, sure, the top like couple of hundred are going to do really well, and they're going to like have a love for trading and do well. I'll tell you right now, the other 990,000 are going to get brutalized, and they're going to get embarrassed because the buy and hold, which doesn't look like it works mathematically on paper, and when you look at it on the chart, that's absolutely going to crush them all. But you know what? I'm not even in the business of doing anything except reporting to you nice juicy news, because they can all go suck it. Friends, I'll tell you right now, you're gonna learn either way. The easy way or the hard way. It's just your choice. And before that, let's play some nice pump music, even though I am wearing my state-of-the-art panda disguise. Why? Because you got to think like a bear, friends. To be a bear, you got to think like a bear, just to see, hey, what are you guys actually seeing right now? Now, I just draw this left translated cycle here because the stakes are very high. But at the end of the day, it could always, this could just come back down and do the standard Bitcoin halvening retracement dump of 39%. Okay, that's interesting. Funny enough, right? Bitcoin halvening, we always get that dump. Minus 39% would bring us around 44K. But Plan B is adamant that the short-term holders price is 60K, and we're not going below this floor. He pretty much says we're never going below that floor. So don't worry about any of these little things, friends. Of course, you have to believe in like some super strong up-only thing if you're in Bitcoin, because the thought of like missing out altcoins and life-changing gains and hyper growth out there, yes, it's very painful. Because I know, see, friends, this is the funny part. Look, just got to be honest, right? Now that Bitcoin went up so fast to like 73K, everybody's dreaming of like 180 to 200. Like there is, friends, this could happen, okay? This could happen, okay? We could have topped out for the year. It's possible we've topped out for the year. We come back down. It is possible, man, by the end of this year. And then next year, we go up and everyone thinks, oh, wow, we're literally going to go to 180. And we just sit about like 110. Okay, we sit at 110 and kaput. You know, that could happen. That could happen. Why can't this happen? I just want to ask you, why can't it happen? Like, so you just got to be open to all these possibilities. And the higher Bitcoin goes, the bigger the slingshot effect is with everything else. The others dominance as well, friends, you know, watching this super closely. But unfortunately, these candles, there's so many things to compute that you don't really get a nice metric with these candle colors here and there. Green and red, that don't really mean anything. You see this? Like up here, it doesn't really like tell you that they're clean moves whatsoever. However, what we can do is, look, this, friends, you can see Bitcoin in the stock market. The stock market is still roaring through the highs. That's exactly what we want to see. Pretty much everything is there in line. Now, of course, the slingshot is actually the most important part, friends. Yes, you're not going to sell the top, but in every top, there is a pattern where the BT coin goes down, lower, high, and then the poopy coin goes up, higher, high. That's the pattern, you know, and it's pretty much, it's basically end of times. It's kind of like, well, I'm late to Bitcoin now. So here's the thing, people don't think they're late to Bitcoin anymore. Okay, they don't think so. I wonder what price that'll be. That'll be euphoria. Because think about it, if the people in are euphoric and the people out think they're late, that's topping stuff. Do you understand that? Because the people who are in, they won't say they're euphoric. They'll just say, no, I'm feeling really good. No, you're euphoric. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's euphoria. That's very, very important. It's a market signal basically being sent to you to let you know that, oh my gosh, people outside, they think they're too late, which means they're not willing to buy that as much anymore. Okay, they say they want to get in, but they're not willing to buy it as much anymore. That's why they're going to go buy all the other stuff. And all the other stuff refers to things like Ansem's cat. And these are the great memes, not really, friends, just joking around. Okay, I'm going to show you that now. So we're just saying, okay, Ansem is a Twitter character now, a main character on crypto. Okay, Mr. Ansem. And I'll show you him right now. So this is Ansem over here. I think his Twitter user is like Black Noise or something, BLKNOIZ something 6 or something. Yeah, 06. Now, here's the thing. Because he was like a big Solana proponent, he got really, really popular because Solana ends up going up to the moon. And I think he got into DickWifButt early, and he always tries to get onto coins very, very early, friends. And yeah, he pretty much got it. Pretty much he nailed it. You never know. He might have made like $30 to $40 million or something off any of that, just by how euphoric. He's been taking like 2-week breaks, saying he's euphoric, just going around partying and stuff all the time. So he got into stuff early, and now here's the thing. This is typical froth behavior of what happened last time. However, I don't think it's the end. Remember, I told you we are at the same price levels as 2021, but we're doing the same top signals. So therefore, this isn't the top, unless you think we're like, it's over now, okay? The real top is going to have even more extreme top signals. People are going to do different stuff when we go higher, okay? So what do people start doing? They've made coins out of Ansem's dad and Ansem's frog. And this one is his cat. Friends, his cat, look at this. It's literally just called Ansem's cat, okay? Ansem's cat did, look at this, $320 million of volume. Wow. So I mean, he did $123 million of volume, and that's why when I reported here, just to show you, that's crazy. On the right hand side, PulseChain does $34 million, and his cat, just his cat, if on-chain trading, does 4x the volume. That's why I'm just letting you guys know, like, firstly, memes have definitely product market fit. Look at all the activity there. It's doing 4 times the volume of the entire chain. On-chain, by the way, on-chain volume. Just launched out of nowhere. Hey, Ansem's cat. And it's a picture of his cat. Okay, now obviously you're saying, oh, it's degeneracy and stuff doesn't last. Yeah, but we've been doing this for like a couple of months now. We're like, oh, this thing's not going to last and that thing's going to last. And it's like all these memes, and that actually go up. So I want to ask you, right, if these things go up like, 400x and then retrace 95%, okay, but your coin only goes up like 2x, right? For example, like PulseChain goes up like, a 2x and then retraces the whole move anyway, round trips back to day one sack, which is what it has. What happens there? You know what I mean? So the answer is, though, on average, if you keep playing these games, you're going to get destroyed. Because I know most people don't manage their risk properly. They do not manage their risk properly. They eventually get FOMO and they take 2 bigger hits. They're like, nah, this has got to be one. There's got to be one. Maybe they have 30 grand to the whole name. They're meant to be throwing in $300. Instead, they put in like 14 grand because their friend put into it. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff that wears them out over time. And that one doesn't work. Now they're left with like 16, which they should be managing risk again. Instead, then they go, oh, now that I'm down 14 grand, the next thing I take, I got to like punt it harder as well. I'm not going to put in like $300 again. I'm going to put in like 7 grand. Okay, so that's the risky stuff that unfortunately happens. Okay, so I'm just showing you as well, the BankX sell war from this, right, is important because the BankX sell war, friends, is only $8 million, which is tiny compared to proper on-chain activity. Now, if you remember the BankX sell war, which is a new one put in on PulseChain, they've bridged it in. They've used 9mm exchange and actually have the sell war here drawn out here for you to show it's only $8 million. Like, it's kind of disgusting. People think an $8 million wall somehow can kill a coin. No, it doesn't kill a coin, friends. It just means that the FUD and the capitulation and everything, unfortunately, is just too much for what everybody's basically expecting it to be able to do. This is the eHEX to pulse ratio. Remember, I'm looking at always these ratios. And just wait and see. It's the same as everything else. It's a deep, deep, deep capitulation. That's why I like it. But when it comes to any of these, you need a bit more to throw in an eHEX. So you could get a nice lottery here and there, which, look, can't tell you to do anything. I like doing it. But there's other meme coins and stuff as well. You definitely want to participate at the same time. But it's more like there's a risk curve. There's something for everybody, okay? eHEX is like the first lottery ticket, right, outside of PHEX, PulseX Inc. It's like the first lottery ticket. What do I mean by first? In terms of like, well, it was the same contract. How you didn't like it before, now you like it now. Once they start going into stuff like Teddy Bear and Tangang HOA and DickWifButt and the penile stuff, you start going more along the risk curve. That's why you get the higher rewards. Okay, obviously I love playing all of them. I just adjust my risk. There's something here for everybody. But you know, that's why you can't fault the maxis, friends, because look, on average, not everyone's me. I'm here 18 hours a day. I'm not stupid. I know. Okay, I am stupid, by the way. I'm fully aware people spend like 15 seconds before they research stuff. They don't spend 8 hours in anything. They're just buying the tops. Like, friends, there are people still on my Twitter replies today. You know who you are. Drinking soy. They are angry at me for not shilling their bags at the top. They're angry that I waited for them to drop down and for me to get interested. I couldn't believe it. Like, wow, that's crazy. Actually upset that I basically saved myself and everyone else from getting destroyed and just buying into the people auto dumping on everyone. Now, I'm going to show you the PulseChain Sack Wallet price. This is obviously, it's going to take a while, friends. This is a monthly candle. Richard Hart's PulseChain sacrifice what long from like 3,800-ish. It's back down to 3,200. So like everyone's like looking at it like, you know, it's only like 10 to 12%. It is what it is. So this isn't much to be concerned about, of course, but you just told you, man, whenever you do these types of FOMO buys, friends, it is a FOMO buy. I don't care if anyone says it. Yes, he's smart, but you FOMO buying after one bang, 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 bang after this. But I guess in his mind, he's like, well, I just got to wait through some downside and then we get the big upside. Look, Ethereum's third cycle curse. Everyone's still waiting for it to basically turn around. This is the Bitcoin dominance. It's still like doing this tickety part in 2024. I want to let you know, last time in the Bitcoin halving year, Bitcoin dominance just started going downtrending. We'll see what happens here. It looks like it's, but remember, Bitcoin dominance is just the inverse of the ETH BTC ratio, which we have right here. And what I've done, friends, I'm going to just leave this up here for you just to show you the risk curve, okay? Risk curve, okay? That's pretty much it. And we're going to just put a pair of grapes and probably an apple. How you like them apples? Just to show you, right? The S&P does 10%. Maybe Bitcoin does like a 2x, which is up to like, which is when it goes from 40K to 80K. Ethereum has a leverage multiplier on that, 2.7. Layer 1 chains, PulseChain does that. And then meme coins can do like 40x. There are no guarantees in any of these, of course. This is why it's the risk curve, but you leverage on the ecosystem. So if things don't go up, you get wrecked. But it's only a temporary price movement, okay? And before we go to the racism of the market, the total crypto market cap, friends, it's actually very, very important. Just doing a quick show up. DickWifButt, friends, I've just made my video. I just made my video literally for you. Like smelly, sniffy. Watch that video, the purple banner. Smelly, sniffy, poop coins, scanning altcoins. I went through like so many. Trust me, there's even more. Even midway in that, my computer just restarted and blew up as I was recording, pretty much because just of all the tabs I have open. If anyone has any solution for this, to get its Dex Screener, friends. Dex Screener just loads a crap load of data and memory. And by the way, I've got a full stick. I've got full stick everything, okay? But yeah, it's very, very important. I'm wondering if there's another browser that I can do with, that I can use. I'm using Google Chrome. They're stalking so much. It kind of sucks. But it is what it is, okay? So I just watch these every time. I think they're fun. They're cute. DickWifButt, 1.7 million. But this is actually crazy, okay? There's been some spike ups in LandWolf here. It went up a hit like 18 million market cap. We're still playing the Ribbeting. Remember, there are many things out there as well. It's crazy. The Peppy family. Everybody in my telegrams been telling me Peppy family stuff's been running. Brett has hit like 660 million market cap on Coinbase, which is actually insane, friends. Insane for it to do that. 680 million. Oh my gosh. I have it right here. Wow. So here's the thing, friends. You guys, not you guys, but look, most retailers, because I didn't want it up here, they think they've missed out on a lot. Look at me, dude, you've made a 2x. You see what I mean? So you had to go from 330 million up to Brett. Now you make a freaking 2x. You know, you could have bought literally anything out there at their bottom dollar prices. You'll make a 2x by the end. So you really need, I don't know, have some sort of edge that everybody's just going to come here and absolutely crank it. There's a Brett here on Ethereum. So this is obviously, look at this, Brett and Ethereum just did a freaking 50x out of nowhere. They're not related, but they are kind of related. I guess it's the same Peppy family stuff. So I don't have them. There are people out there who do, but personally, I don't know their communities. I know it could be fun and stuff, but yeah, look, LandWolf's the cheapest. That's what I like. I like seeing that. And using a relative valuation and everything else is probably the most important part because that's all everybody really does in a bull market. Now, if we go to the weekly charts of PulseChain, it's the same thing, friends. We're still waiting for this launch pad. It is a deeper pullback, but yes, HEX, for example, I have to show you right here, friends. This is nasty. HEX, combined HEX, flipped red on the weekly super trend. Remember, the weekly super trend is nothing to play around. You don't just flip red on the weekly and just ping up. It's very, very rare to do that. It takes a while. So I don't know, I'm just guessing it takes another like 50 to 77 days. So April, May, June. I know it's so frustrating. I know, man. I know. But look, at the end of the day, it's probably just the market telling you, guess what? Your 150x price target isn't coming. It's going to be much lower. You never know, man. You don't know. That's pretty much, it could be the market saying that, friends. Well, it could be. It very likely is. That's right. If you have expectations of, say, PulseChain from here, remember the total ecosystem is 4 billion. For it to do a 25x from here, it's around 100 to 120 billion valuation for the whole ecosystem. Okay, that is considered FUD. People think you're a FUDster if you say 20 to 25x. Okay, so just letting you know for information. So the crowd from here expects around a 100x, it's around an 80x from today. So 80 to 100x. But if you do the numbers on that, it's around 500 billion valuation. So it's about actually, it's higher, maybe 120x because HEX went down so much. Yes, that's right, 120x. The crowd expects, just say 100x just to make it round number. So that's pretty much what you got to be thinking about. The crowd expects 100x, and even though we had all this bull market stuff, Bitcoin going up, PulseChain was unable to do anything because Ethereum didn't do anything. Like PulseChain wasn't even able to reprice based off literally anything else. Same as Matic and BNB and everything, which it is concerning if you really are banking on PulseChain being a cycle one coin. Because that's, friends, let me tell you something. A cycle one coin does not stay dead while we have Bitcoin going up to the highs and Solana season doing all that. That's pretty much the market telling you, you know what? Technically a cycle one, but most of your constituents are actually cycle twos, but maybe it's cycle 1.5. You know, just something to think about when it comes to that shiny factor. And remember, you can have all your theories about it and, you know, talking to the cows come home, but at the end of the day, it's a price action that matters most. So what's the market doing? A lot of people ask, hey, why don't you just sell and go move to something else? The problem is, what are you going to move to? Okay, it's funny. A lot of people's the best alternative is go FOMO buy Sol ETH at the top of its ratio after this run, when you know they're all cheaters, man. They're not loyal to the chain at all. As soon as something else moves, they're just going to be bridging around. Okay, it's going to be the exact same story here and there. So and pretty much you need Soy Lana to flip Ethereum at this point, which you need another, that's just to get your 5x. Okay, so it's so much easier just to do other things, especially when you know there's an Ethereum ETF coming. Ethereum hasn't had its time now. Okay, now let's go to the actual racism, friends. This is what I got to finish on, because this is really important. You see, this crypto market cap is around 2.4 trillion. You see, why? Well, obviously, you know why the market's racist, transphobic, bigoted, anti-everything, okay? It's because it's just undervalued. Now, I went and I calculated how much fiat poop they've printed. And by the way, you don't even need to calculate. You know, when you go to the grocery store, you're getting like 30% less items for your same dollar. You got to just spend, there are pictures in Australia. You guys will vomit what like $200 gets you. It's like, okay, a pack of shapes, some cornflakes, a plastic spoon, and 2 streams of roll of toilet paper, right? That's it. 4 ply as well, if you're lucky. Okay, so you know what I mean? Like this type of stuff, this has been happening. They printed way too much money. It's just that inflation and the money system, it's not one-for-one linear. So when they print, what economists used to think happened 150 years ago, well, they used to think, okay, if we print money, then basically all the prices in the economy adjust automatically. They used to call it like a mist. They used to think like, oh, it's basically like a mist where if I just print the money supply, everything kind of adjusts. Doesn't happen like that. They print money, they hand it out, and it stays there. Okay, it stays there. There are cycles that go out in the real world. It stays there. People hoard. People based on expectations, they hoard. And then when it comes to bullish stuff for their mindset, bullish in terms of like they're feeling confident and stuff, then they start hyper spending if you printed too much. Okay, if you didn't print enough, they're not spending enough, and then you're now in a pickle situation. Now you have to it takes even more time to recover the economy, okay? So that's something to think about. It doesn't happen like that, right? Obviously, the mist doesn't happen. It doesn't do this nice, evenly spreading out stuff that people hoard their money in places here and there, or the bug eaters, or the people that can't tell in effect, people who are close to the money printer. That's what happens. And then once more world events, I guess, happen, and there's another cycle, then you see people spending. So we're hoping, right, this should happen, man. It'd be really, really racist if it doesn't. But the amount of money they printed, friends, you know, the biggest lie they ever told everybody in 2022, I was considered a literal madman, a lunatic for telling everyone. The paper money supply, they said they deleted -1%. Okay, they said they minus 1% of the M2 money supply. Biggest load of BS. They still printed. It's just that where they kept the money in the accounts, they just changed the label. They moved money out there. Okay, but they still printed the money. Okay, the money supply still got printed. It's just when they counted it in the specific base, okay, they're just like, okay, the money that was meant to be counted that year, they went and put it out somewhere. That's why they did minus 1% to like calm the market down, let everyone know, oh, we're not printing money anymore, right? So it's a lot of BS. They print money on average around 4 to 5% of the money supply every year. You should think about that. You go, wait a minute, but they report inflation as 3%. What do you think the other 2% is going, friends? Of course, that means they're robbing the treasury. That means it's getting blown to pieces. It's the biggest scam of all time, literally. Okay, they're reporting 3%, but they're printing 4 to 5%. You got to think about 1%, friends, on 300 billion printed every year is $3 billion just handed out everywhere. Think about $3 billion handed out. The trillions of dollars being printed out there. $3 billion in slippage out there, just being handed out. Okay, and this stuff every single year. It's actually more than that. It's more multiple billions, and there's other stuff going out there too. Okay, so they have printed money. It was just hidden in many places, and that's why looking at this crypto market, based off your 2021 portfolio numbers, everything is like 30% more expensive. So I know it sounds like a weird metric to use everything, but what I'm trying to do is just try and help you guess. What people thought was a lot of money, $1 million back then, I reckon now they think it's like 1.4 million. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm thinking. So it basically also means the reluctance, there's like the willingness of the sellers to just step in and dump, it's starting to go away, dissipate. The money supply is basically adjusting the prices to higher. So this is a total crypto market cap. It's around 2.4 trillion today. I hope we head around 10 trillion. That's enormous. I mean, you got to imagine that. If we adding trillions of dollars of price valuations up there, which includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and especially the altcoins, then everything goes nuts. And you know what I just spoke to you about, friends? You can actually find out the Bitcoin price relative to the money supply. So you just type in BTC over M2SL, and you can see basically since 2017, friends, we are only up a 2.4x. 2.6x. You see that? Since 2017. So this was meant to be 20,000, right? 20,000, and we're at 65K. So we're meant to be, look at this, if we kept up with inflation, we would be all the way up here. Okay. So Bitcoin's price should be 40% higher than it is. That's by the way, to keep up with 2017, right? And the exact ratio of it everything going up. So that's funny. If you do 65K times 1.4, friends, you get the actual price Bitcoin should be at today times 1.4. It should be 91K right now, adjusting for inflation. You can see we've got a long way to go. And by the way, the market should overshoot if it's a real inflation hedge, but it's trading more like tech, like money. Okay, so this is our bullish undertone for everything going up. I know we're talking about left translated and all these other things, and like the more and more people learn about left translated, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'll buy it anymore. So we'll see. Something's weird, friends. They printed way too much money, man. They just printed I don't know, you guys don't know. The amount of money they printed was so unprecedented, okay? And I know it's still sitting out there. I know it is. And I know they're just a few button clicks away from thrashing it into the system. Remember that missed example I told you? It's sitting out there. It doesn't adjust automatically, okay? So the money printer, all those currency units and stuff put out there, everyone thinks it's safe. I think crypto basically deserves some sort of big hyper parabolic pump. That's what we deserve, right? I guess we'll see how it all plays out. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.